What's up, guys? Milos here. So, one of the most disappointing NBA teams that I've seen so far in the NBA is most definitely the Los Angeles Clippers. The Los Angeles Clippers, 3 months ago, I talked about them, and I thought they would be in playoff contention. They would be like a playoff team and could be like a low end title contender team. But I've been so wrong about this team, and I think the icing on the cake of it all is that the Clippers just announced at 3 a.m. in the morning that they decided to cut Chris Paul and let him go and send him back home. And so now Chris Paul is not on any NBA basketball team. And what's disappointing about this is that Chris Paul is probably the franchise's best player in their franchise history. To say you can't even give him the respect of like letting him be on the team so he can enjoy his retirement, because that was his original plan. Yes, he said he wanted to compete. Yes, he said he wanted to win a championship this season with the Los Angeles Clippers. But at the same time, he also wanted to enjoy his retirement tour because he knew this was going to be his last season, especially once he announced it about a week or so beforehand. So the fact Chris Paul can enjoy his retirement tour on this team, that he elevated this team to another level with Lob City, playing with Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan, Matt Barnes, a whole bunch of quality players, Jamal Crawford, a whole bunch of quality players, but he was the definitive leader on that team and definitively brought them to many different second rounds, tough outs. I mean, Chris Paul was the leader of that team. And the fact you can't give him the respect again to like stay on this team, to enjoy his retirement tour, to let him go out and sign a bunch of fans' jerseys, let fans, praise him for his illustrious career is just disgusting. The Clippers have done this before with Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin, he has the argument to be the greatest Clipper of all time as well. I give that to Chris Paul, but he has an argument as well. He decided that he was going to sign with the Clippers, and he was like, yes, I want to sign with the Clippers. I want to be a Clipper. I want to stay here and finish my career as a Clipper. And the minute he signs his contract, they then later decide to trade him to the Detroit Pistons. And now, credit to Blake Griffin, because when he went to the Pistons, he had arguably one of his best seasons there as a Piston. And I think Chris Paul is getting that same kind of treatment that Blake Griffin once got. And I think it's just disgusting by the Clippers organization. And Clippers have already dealt with so many things these past 3 months since the beginning of the season. I mean, the whole thing with the aspiration deal where Kawhi Leonard allegedly got paid under the table more extra money, avoiding the CBA rules. Like, that's one issue. The constant injuries that this team has suffered. Kawhi Leonard has not been consistently playing as the leader of this group. And it's almost expected at this point that he doesn't play like a full season ever. But at the same time, with that being said, you would like things to change about him, and things have not changed about him. Derrick Jones Jr. has been out. Bogdan Bogdanovic has been out. Bradley Beal is out for the season with a hip injury. So this team has dealt with so many injuries, and I believe it's because they're too old. They can't move well on this court. They're so old, they can't get any younger because they gave up their draft picks. They gave up one of their draft picks to the Oklahoma City Thunder, which Oklahoma City doesn't need any more draft picks. They're already great. But the fact that they have a draft pick, credit to Sam Presti, because OKC is going to be great for a long, long time because of Sam Presti's genius as a GM. So, again, going back to Chris Paul, with all that being said, Chris Paul is just the icing on the cake to what the Clippers organization has done this whole season, because they've just been an incompetent, organization. They haven't been doing anything that results to winning, bettering the organization in the future, bettering the organization right now. They're just really bad. Their record is 5-16. They're the 14th seed in the Western Conference, meaning they're second to last. The only team that's not better than them is the New Orleans Pelicans, which the Pelicans, I've already made a whole video about that. I'm officially just not watching Pelicans games anymore, strictly just because of what I've seen from Zion. And Actually, well, I'll take that statement a little bit back because I do like Jeremiah Fears and Derek Queen. I do like those players. Trey Murphy is a good player as well. So I'll kind of tune into the games. But in terms of how invested I was into the Pelicans, I will not be watching as many games as I once was because I expected this team to be way better. But the Clippers, again, one of the more disappointing teams in the Western Conference, and the decisions that they have decided to make just have been absolutely disgusting. Chris Paul, I think, deserves his retirement tour, and I hope he gets his retirement tour with Oklahoma City. That would be like a great place for him to get his retirement tour. Do I think it's going to happen? I really don't know. It's kind of tough, especially when Oklahoma City is just worried about winning. I hope Chris Paul can get on a roster somewhere so he can still enjoy his retirement tour, still be able to play games, or even just sit on the bench. If he doesn't play a minute of basketball, if he just sits on the bench and is able to, after, sign a whole bunch of jerseys, get a whole bunch of love from the fans, I think would be amazing because he deserves it. Again, this guy is a top 75 player, a top 10 point guard of all time, arguably top 5. And I think I have him top 5. But I'll spare the arguments for later. But I believe he's a consensus top 10 point guard of all time. And when you have that level of player that has played at an elite level, a superstar level for many years, I think you have to show him the respect and give him his retirement tour. It's just disgusting. So y'all let me know y'all thoughts. I hope Chris Paul can get on a team where he can enjoy his retirement. I hope he's not just sitting at home the whole time. I hope like he can actually be on an NBA floor. Maybe OKC can pick him up again. Oh, and if you haven't already, go ahead, subscribe, like the video, share the video with a friend. And until next time, guys, I'll see y'all later. Milos out. Peace.